Let's Get High and Read the Bible is brought to you by Magic Medicine Marijuana. So, we're talking about salvation on the podcast today. Romans 10, 9 through 10. Makes a lot of people uncomfortable, including Jeff Redding and Brown Jesus. So, don't feel too bad if it makes you uncomfortable. There's a lot of movie references and distractions in this one for you. So, it's going to work out for everyone. Let's do this.
Top of the muffin. This ain't working.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it's good to see you.
It's good to be seen.
Yeah. Yeah. As opposed to now I got a question that that leads right into my first question. Now, so when you came back from the dead,
It was a tough one.
the re-entry was brutal.
Yeah.
You could be seen. You were like, was it zombie Jesus? Were you fully tracking? Were you like comatose?
I was back to 100%.
You're 100%, but just you had the. 3 days. How does this heal? Is it still gory? 3 days, you're shit.
It was
you're still fucked up. It was what?
It was mostly faith. It made
Faith?
it all true.
It's heavy. And the last thing, I would just put a pin in that part. Zombies? Like there were other people. Other people rose from the dead with you. According to the scriptures. In fulfillment of the scriptures.
No, you can't do anything by yourself. It's all about a team. It's all about team building exercises. And sometimes you have to do things that seem a little progressive for the time.
Okay. Jesus. Truly Jesus. Something only Jesus would know, ladies and gentlemen.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you believe it's the truth.
Yeah. Man, I met a woman this week. I got a call to do some session work.
Nice.
Never happens. Caveat, never happens. Your dumb uncle always gets the call. You want to be in a band? Call me. You want some session work? Call GA. And this woman was like, she had the most amazing relationship with your dad.
Really?
Yeah. She's just like, it's like kind of what Leif and I talk about all the time, like what it should be. Like, kind of like The Secret, sort of, only, I don't know.
Oh, the book? That book, The Secret?
Kind of, yeah.
I commissioned that. It was all good.
Yeah, I signed off on that.
It's being used as a tool for evil, but, whatever.
Right. Well, like a positive The Secret. Like a 667,
like a YYZ.
Exactly. But it was Leif. Did you hear what I said? Like the woman I did that session for, she had like this really amazing relationship with the Lord.
Oh.
She's like, I just want to work for you, Lord. And then right after that happened, her some massive sickness befell someone that she was super close to. And so she's been like literally doing the Lord's work ever since, like taking care of that person. And that's how she sees it.
Interesting.
That kind of sounds like she's compensating for something. No, I'm kidding. She's sounds like she
Jesus.
Sounds like she has a good moral base already. Pretty well. And then found something that was bigger than herself and made it so. And started pushing things forward instead of pushing an agenda. That's I think that's the root of it all.
That's the root of it all. I mean, I agree. Actually,
she's doing more of the saving than I am. My stuff's just written down. It's a set of guidelines. I'm not really doing any saving. Dad's not really doing any saving. Everything's already written down. The rules are already here.
Manifest, bitches. Yeah. Manifest.
Pay it forward, if you will. You got to Haley Joel Osment it and pay it forward. And that's, I think she's nailing it.
What did he
To the
do?
cross.
What did Haley Joel Osment do?
There's a
Haley Joel
great
Osment
movie.
starred in a movie called Pay It Forward, where
Oh, right,
if
right,
somebody
right.
does something good to you, you must do it 3 times, and that's how the world becomes a good place.
It's
So, like, knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me?
Yeah, if you say somebody's name into a mirror 3 times,
Right.
then they orgasm.
And click your heels.
and apparently that's the magic number.
Yeah.
Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
It all comes. It's cyclical.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, I just thought it was super interesting. We talk about people. We're not here to belittle people's faith. We're here to voice dissatisfaction with organized religion.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah.
Pretty much
Or
anybody
like
that takes things to
Anybody who takes tithes.
Should be held accountable.
Oh, at the very least, man, you're getting paid. If you're getting paid, shouldn't there be some accountability? Mother,
It's free.
A lot of money.
I think I should start a new one.
yeah. What do you think you're doing here?
I mean, how do you?
Ooh.
What does it spell?
Oh shit!
Christianity backwards.
I wonder if you're allowed to, like, I wonder if you could dress up like this and call yourself Jesus Christ and just start another church.
Oh
The
my
Church
god!
of the for real Jesus Christ.
And like with no vowels, just for FRRLLZ, you know, like for, so it's not even, and Jesus Christ, like JSS, Jesus, for CRST, no vowels.
I can use all V's like that brand Ruka and everybody else did in the mid 2010s. Just use V's for U's.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I think so.
I wonder,
exactly.
if, like, what are they going to say? No, it's just a.
I think it would work. But it's funny that
rolling
like,
in the money.
I mean, I would inevitably have to become less of a hypocrite. I have to start putting my money where my mouth is.
Well, not your money.
Well, you know, the people's.
Yeah, the people's money where your mouth is. That's what I'd like to do once in a while.
I gotta have a confession booth because it makes for great internet cinema.
Yeah, for real. That was the long con.
It's supposed to be private.
There's really no God. Just there were a couple dudes who really wanted everyone's secrets. It's like, I got it. There's a dude in the cloud. There's a dude in the clouds, and he's got a son, and they got a big fancy house. And you go into one of the closets and you tell him all your secrets.
Yeah, and then I'll tell him, and then he'll tell me what to tell you.
Called the Holy
and you'll be saved.
Yeah, and then you get to go to a shiny, happy place.
No fire and brimstone, no eternal damnation.
You'll be
only
saved.
Sunshines and rainbows, and well, not those kind of rainbows, but all the other kinds of rainbows.
Right.
Not. That's like too perfect of a segue. Going to
salvation.
Yeah. Sorry, Red. You guys are ready for this shit?
What is salvation?
Where could it be? If you knew about salvation, wouldn't you tell me about salvation? Let's see what this guy says.
Salvation is by faith alone, but salvation is the result of a supernatural work of God called regeneration, in which we become new creatures. We have living hearts, and we are going to live a different way. And the evidence that a person has truly become a Christian is that they begin to walk in that way, and they begin to be concerned about the will of the Father. What is God's will for my life? And they don't just say, what is God's will for my life with regard to a career? You see, one of the things about the Christian life, the moment you're converted, you know what you start doing? You start reading scripture. Why? Just so you can win a scripture memorization competition? No. The moment you become a Christian, you begin to read scripture because you want to know what the will of God is so that you can live according to that will. Salvation is by faith alone.
There we
Ooh.
go.
Oh, dude. Well, he just proved you wrong, Leif. He just said that you actually, when you're a Christian, you do read Scripture,
Yes,
which
he
goes
did.
against everything you've ever learned
It's true. It's true.
with your personal experiences with Christians.
hard data.
Huh.
But yeah, there's regeneration.
Now, what the fuck is? Sorry, Eric. What is regeneration? Isn't that like some Blade Runner stuff?
2049.
Yeah.
It's also, I think it's a place that I see some older folks hanging out up in Santa Monica. Their faces look like this.
Regeneration.
But
Very popular with the elderly. Now, I'm not sure that what was his name? Philip K. Dick.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip K. Dick.
Philip, yeah, sounds like a guy.
Philip K. Dick, right?
Let's look.
Philip K. Dick. He wrote "Do Androids Dream of Plastic Sheep?"
Yeah, and,
otherwise known as Blade Runner.
Blade Runner. Yeah.
The
Nice.
You like that one?
That was
all the way around.
That was hot.
All the way around.
Like
End run. I just freaked out. Jesus. Well, he is a replicant, right? Harrison Ford.
I was not
They
clear
never.
on that.
I think that's in the book.
I think we decide he is.
I think that's in the book.
Didn't read it. Well, I do a lot of writing.
Nor I.
I'm more of a writer. I don't tell people what to write.
Yeah.
It's not.
You're taking a photo of the.
I'm like, get your goods and services out of here. Write that down.
It is way. I mean, I have more.
Yeah, let's go.
Should we see what else? I mean, he's going. Stop.
Yeah, let's touch on a little bit more. Give us some more ammo.
It's a gosh done good.
I should have got even more. I can see you guys are going to rip through this already.
Oh.
Here we go.
That our salvation is through Christ and Christ alone. Faith in Him. So
what I say?
isn't about saying a prayer one time and then.
I was just joking.
Well,
damn it!
Because he was. It's like he forgot what he was saying. He's like, where was I on my strip? Oh, I forgot. Oh, yeah, Christ is the salvation. Sorry, go ahead. I won't interrupt again.
Alone. Faith in Him. So salvation isn't about saying a prayer one time and then walking my own path and doing my own thing. It's a daily dying. It's a daily surrender. It's a daily being faithful and obedient to Him. You see, when we say a prayer and we walk our own path, we're allowing the old self to reign in us. And Jesus says you can only have one master. It's either yourself or it's Him.
Encouraging
words. Well, what if you're like a submissive?
If you're a sub?
Yeah,
assuming Jesus would love you then, huh?
Well, yeah, but I mean, you usually have more than one master at that point, wouldn't you?
What if you're the master of none? What if you're the master of puppets?
Stop.
Are you allowed to be the master of puppets if there's only one master?
I mean,
yeah, the Bible says
you are.
Every megachurch has proven that.
Yeah,
this whole path thing. Jesus, what do you like? So, how can there only be one path?
Only one path.
No.
Where everybody's coming from with all this. I think they're taking a little too much traditional and trying to mix it with a little too much contemporary. They're trying to be a little too country while also being rock and roll.
Well, I was going to say that. I mean, I know there's only one way to rock.
There is.
But that's not even true. That's just a line in a song. Is it the same thing?
The intention is there's only one way to rock, but there are many rock.
But see, okay, I'm glad I had this written. This yes, it's
kind of fits. John 14:6 in the NIV says, Jesus answered, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me, through you.
Through y'all.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
through you, through Jesus. Yeah.
What'd it say? What'd I say?
There's a lot of things, man.
Hey, I was
Help me
paying
sort it
attention. Hey, look, there's a lot of shit I wrote down. Yeah, see, again, that's like that whole, like, so Muslims can't get to heaven and Mormons can't get to heaven. Like this whole battling of deities or paths. It's like I'm not backing it, man.
The paths thing was real. That wasn't even just flowery. That's fun.
Well, that's collectively us as humans taking it and using it for our own intent. Now, I think that you could find salvation through many things. As long as you're walking, that's why we have there's many different careers and many different art forms and many different everything. And this is going to be one of the rare times that I'm going to put my actual opinion on this. But through all those things, you could still walk the path. All those things, you can still walk the path. And if you can walk the path, it doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're doing the right things along the way. Truly moral things and truly things for helping your fellow man, giving your neighbor a cup of sugar, doing a podcast with your friends.
Amen, brother.
I honestly believe that's as long as you're staying true to everything, you could still go down the road of whatever. You want to be a Jeff Bezos? Do it with good intent. Pay your taxes, bro.
Is that so hard? You're not at church.
Apparently, some of us are.
Yeah, you'd know.
You'd know. Yeah, you'd have a lot of money if you were at church.
Yeah, but to walk the walk, talk the talk.
Yeah.
Well, before we get too far, since I already have it open, how about I read the verse since we just watched some clips on salvation? Because I think what you're saying might even be better than the Bible. But let me just read what I prepared for us this week. So Romans 10:9-10. If you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved.
Declare.
For it is
declare.
Declare.
Air quotes.
Declare. For it is with your heart.
Wait, start over now. Sorry, we were making fun. Start over.
Yeah, sorry. I was totally.
So, because you know what, I've had someone declare on my what was it? Oh, I've had people declare with their mouth before. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
You declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord. You believe in your heart that, and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead. You will be saved. For it is with your heart that you believe and are justified. That is with your mouth. It is with your mouth that you profess your faith and are saved. I forgot it repeated mouth there, so that really fucked me
a few times. I'm starting to get a little flushed over here.
Yeah, a little bit of turgidity on my side.
You know, it sort of sounds like that whole thing. The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing out loud for all to hear. Kind of the same idea, right?
Yeah, it was kind of pretty good. It was a rip on that.
Yeah. So now that brings us to a really interesting thing. How close are your dad and Santa Claus?
I mean, they know of each other. Riff on each other a little bit, like, hey, I'm going to take some of your stuff. Oh, I'm going to pretend like you're a part of this, but you're not.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of they both hold high regard.
Yeah. Yeah. They try to never be in the same room at the same time.
Yeah, very Tyler Durden-ish.
Right. Totally, exactly.
Is
Yeah.
Santa
You don't know
Claus
which one's
saved them.
Brad Pitt, and you don't know which one's Edward Norton.
Right.
You're like, really?
Wow, that's tough on your dad, I think. I mean, I'm sure he really wants to be Brad.
It's too.
Maybe they don't even know.
We just read a verse from the Bible, and we're talking about Santa Claus and Fight Club.
Well, I mean, it's all just Santa Claus and Fight Club, isn't it?
I mean, isn't it? Is it not?
That, to be honest, it might be.
Are you on the good list or the naughty list?
That might be a T-shirt right
Are you
there.
declaring with your mouth on that naughty list?
Did you get on the naughty list for declaring with your mouth?
Is it justified?
I would like to. Oh dear. Next. Where were we?
Well, so it seems to me this verse is saying that if you declare with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe God saved him, raised him from the dead, then you're saved from hell.
Yeah.
Well, I have a thought on this. I feel as though that this one was taken a little more literal by the witnesses and the Mormons. And this is basically a little touch of going on a mission and spreading the word of the Lord.
This is very, very evangelistic, huh?
Yeah, it sounds like this one was taken a little too hard. Like, hey, we got to tell people what happened. And then we're going to add a little flair to it. Just a little bit. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of stuff on there.
And it is Paul writing to the Romans, to the church in Rome.
Also. Yeah.
I'm so glad you don't like it.
The bane of our existence. You know, there's
Awesome.
Right. Well, it could also be talking. Right? Yeah, totally. It's all about Fight Club and Santa Claus, man. They could be talking also about. It doesn't have to be. You know how, like, you ever get that when you're like talking with your friends or you're talking with somebody and you're having like this really interesting in-depth conversation and you're just sort of stream of consciousness and all of a sudden you start spitting stuff out that you think is really true but you never said before. You don't even know you think it. Yeah, you're just sort of like, it's just kind of coming out. I've always thought that could sort of be what he's talking about, where it's like, this isn't necessarily even God. It's like you should be conversing with your friends and the people you love. And you should be like tapping into the knowledge that's in there just by talking to people, where you just start riffing and you just start kind of like we've got all this innate knowledge that we don't even know about because it's all trapped in our lizard brain, or our lizard brain's in the way, I think. And maybe it's some of that in Fight Club.
Maybe, to make a callback to a previous episode, that's how we vibrate at a higher frequency.
Yeah, just started going.
The word of the Lord.
I have another one. John 14:6. Jesus answered, "I am the way, the truth, and life. No one comes through to the Father except."
Now, again, who is saying that? You did you say that, Jesus? Did you actually say that, Brown Jesus?
Did, but I meant that me being the Son of God, I would actually be able to communicate with him. Because if you tried to communicate with him and he spoke back, your head would explode like a scene out of Dogma.
Yeah.
Okay, this one, Acts 4:12 says, "Salvation is found in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven."
Who's talking?
This Acts, it would be the the Gospel of Luke and Acts were supposedly written by the same guy, the doctor. What the fuck? You see the balloons go by?
Jesus.
I guess when you get something right biblically, Riverside gives you.
Or maybe the doctors like the shout out, so they medical community.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? So Acts is the Acts of the Apostles.
Accident.
So it's like the story of the apostles after. Jesus,
so that's just somebody proselytizing. We don't even know who said that. The doctor says that. How does the
Is there a Bush involved? What's going on?
Seriously,
keep going. I mean,
Excuse
I
you.
mean, we don't know who wrote technically, anything from the past, correct? So let's keep going down on this because
Yeah, let's keep going down on this.
let's keep going
Whoa.
down
Declare
Whoa.
because
down.
it's with your
Let's
mouth you declare.
Let me see the dog. I don't trust Leif. Where's the dog? Is the dog okay?
Dog's great.
Yeah, where's little pom pom?
She's with mom. She's in the back. She's a bit
Jay,
much. But you see
So
what I'm
wait,
saying?
did you just admit that we don't know who wrote anything in the Bible?
No, we admit that every week. We always admit that. It's not even. I mean, it's not
We
like
admit
we
that every
don't know.
day.
We actually have a pretty great idea on some of them. Paul wrote a bunch of these books.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Paul's just showing
it
off.
be? Well,
Look,
and
I can spell.
that's even put together like later by scholars. They're
So we're not sure.
well, no, like
It's
we're
inconclusive.
not sure about anything with that shit.
Okay.
I mean,
That's what faith is
But
for.
that's what faith is for.
I
Here's
hate
the
faith.
problem, though, is some of the shit works. So
Some of what shit works.
a
Some
lot
of
of
what?
stuff in the Bible.
Here comes Leif. Here comes Leif.
What's
Here
wrong?
comes Leif with his
Like in the
baggage.
Bible? Here comes the guy on Let's Get High and Read the Bible
comes-
who likes the Bible.
Here
The
comes,
only guy
here-
who's fucking giving a shit about it.
Hey, we care. We just care in a different way.
yeah. We're spiritual. Well, I mean, look at who we got here. We got to be doing okay, Leif. Jesus is with us.
I'm having a great time. If it wasn't, but
We must be doing okay.
I forgot.
I can't
what the
be the
question
devil.
Was.
Wait.
Stop
You know what?
dancing.
Now that you mention it, I'm not sure I like the setup here with
Yeah.
Jesus on your on one shoulder. What does that make me? Oh no. It's like this.
Oh, sorry.
Leif, Leif, you're full. No, you got to other way, Sean. Other way, Jesus. Yeah, that way. Yeah. Leif, the Bible's full of shit. Leif, nobody wrote this stuff. Oscar the Grouch wrote all of it.
Let's pull him into the darkness.
Leif, he's the devil. Leif, he's evil. Don't touch it.
We must pretend to save him.
Do you think the fact that we can't prove who wrote Genesis discredits it?
No, I wouldn't say discredits it. I'd say it's been misused.
Yeah, like they found that on Twitter X.
I just think that you know, like I don't know. It's sort of like saying that Shakespeare wrote something that he didn't write. You know, it's like Shakespeare is a magical guy. He was like this phenomenal writer, and he, you know, it's like, but these things, I don't know. That's not a very good analogy.
To play Jeff's
I think
advocate here, I think that it was a recount so people could understand how everything came about. So I could see how, if we take it in context of God speaking to specific people or God speaking to angels to speak to specific people, and he's like, I want an account of how I created everything. And he gives little nuggets as he remembers it, because, you know, you can't remember everything you remember. Let's be real. He's like, oh, yeah, I forgot. There was this one time, you know, we were all it was like day 7, and I'm like, you know what? I can't see shit. Yeah, let's boom. Like,
Oh yeah, and this one. Oh, and then remember the one time we were in the river and the one upon. And I wanted to smite you.
need later.
So the thing that we keep butting up against sometimes, like with the whole Old Testament, and I'm not like, okay, I want to go back and say, no, I don't discount any of it. I think it's amazing that there is this ancient, this group of ancient texts, wherever they're from. It's crazy. I'd like to know where, like, I want to know how old they are. I think they get, like, it as like Göbekli Tepe. What is that place called in Turkey? Göbekli Tepe. Like, okay, so that just knocks the civilization factor back 15,000 years to, like, you got to go back further for this. You know, like, so how old is this thing? It can't be It can't have been like, 4,000 BC when the Egyptians were around. Oh, I guess it was, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, you could say it was, you
I
could go all the way back to probably cave writings.
Well, so wait a second.
There's
So
the
if
Egyptians.
if God helped the Jews get out of Egypt, and there was a pharaoh, do we know which pharaoh it was that was chasing him? That
Ramses.
what?
Ramses the second.
So
He was a dick.
not as much of a dick as God was.
I mean, you wouldn't have anybody without, according to.
I guess that's
what
right.
my dad says.
He always kind of
Point Jesus. But
with how ancient it is.
Well, so I mean, so we're talking about like, so if this is like 4,000 BC, I mean, we know when Ramses the second lived, right?
Yeah,
More or less.
but
no,
because
you know what?
So the earliest.
When was Ramses the second alive?
Ramses II was the third pharaoh of ancient Egypt,
1279 to 1213
Yeah,
BC. So
Dan McClellan
that's only
has, in one of his classes has like a drawing. It's the first drawing of, or maybe it's a new artifact that came out. It's like a vase, a drawing, something that pertains to this people called Israel, and it's the earliest thing we have now.
Mention
of these as people, and I think it's like 1,000 BC or 1,500 BCE. So Egyptians still come first when it comes to all that shit: hieroglyphs, writings, religion. But
well, no, the Sumerians are before the Egyptians.
I think it's the same people, right?
Maybe.
Now I'm out of my depth. Now I'm out of my depth. But with the so because ancient scriptures, I'm interested.
Well, I just wanted to like so if we're talking about there's the stuff in the say it again, I can never get that first word right. Göbekli. You're talking about that place being 11,000 or years old, and that whole complex. There's older ones there. That's not even the oldest one there. So let's call it 15,000 years old. So there's a whole and the technology that's required for all of those carvings. And even in the Old Testament, when they're talking about when dude's talking about, you can't send me out of the Garden of Eden because without letting people know I'm your guy, because the other people will kill me. Right? Who was that? Was that Cain?
Yeah.
Right? So there's other gods who are shepherding other people. Right?
Through the Old Testament.
So like where are these so where are those gods?
I told you God went to college. I mean, like he
was in a god fraternity.
Yeah, I mean,
popular.
He was a tripod.
A tripod?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I just
so because our theme is salvation.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, so okay, so
from that guy,
which is right. So, what were the people before? What were the people in Göbekli Tepe? Who was giving them salvation?
That was all before me.
Maybe they didn't even need it. I mean, yeah.
Well, if they were human, how could they not need salvation?
Well, I don't know. These stories get told and retold and boiled down, and like the Epic of Gilgamesh, it seems to all be about developing yourself, and making a good life here. That would definitely give you context of people out in the desert thinking about how to make a good life.
So developing yourself by giving your money. I know this is last week's episode, but like developing yourself by giving a group of people money to show you how to get to salvation, but you can only get to salvation through God.
A A
Well,
lot of staying
giving-
power in that job model you just put out there. It's crazy. You can say that out loud and just keeps on trucking. Not unfazed.
Well, the point of giving the money, I believe, is to perpetuate the ability for the word to be spread. I think that's the true. That was the origin, and then I believe that through mega churches it got bastardized. And
we did tithing last week, and we tried to talk about it. And even when I would be like that, I'm like, yeah, it could be like really good. It could be imagine communities pooling their resources. It just got shut.
It was so hard to. It's just hard to swallow with your mouth.
It's in the Bible.
if you declare it,
There's a
like Leif found a bunch of people really adamant about you tithing, and they were all standing in front of a group of people.
Pastors get
you could say they're Christmas tithings.
Yeah,
they're really it's a big deal. You're under a curse.
Salvation is supposed to be for everybody, right? All they have to do is believe in Jesus Christ, and you shall be saved, right? Yeah, he does with his mouth hole.
Yeah.
Sorry, Eric.
With his membrane.
So that Acts 4:2. There we go. Salvation is found in no one else, so there is no other name.
Yeah. See, I just
4:12, not 4:2.
John 10:9. I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. They will come in and go out, find pasture. John 3:36. Whoever believes in the Son has eternal life, but whoever rejects the Son will not see life, for God's wrath.
Hey, hold on. Me or SU?
You.
Because you're not supposed to look at SUN, right?
Yeah, you're supposed to look at
That's why they call me Whiskers. Sometimes I look right at it.
Colin!
Hey! What's your favorite planet? Mine's the sun.
Would you take a bite out of it?
It's not a hard question. If the moon was made of sparrows, would you eat it?
Colin!
I know I would. And wash it down with an ice cold Budweiser.
We can't even get 5 seconds after this.
Hey!
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 It's 2 against 1 now. See,
so fucking funny.
Good song, by the way.
Oh, that was the funniest Will Ferrell thing.
Old Prospector might be.
He has so many gems.
I'm not sure I even know the Old Prospector.
Oh my!
Did he do Goulet?
Goulet. Yeah.
Goulet.
Yeah. Staring contest, me and you go.
You always win, don't you?
We have just seriously digressed.
I mean, not me.
You just did Goulet. Curse you, Will Ferrell.
You know how hard it was to not jump on that Fight Club stuff?
Yeah. You want to know what I want? I want Will Ferrell as the Lord. Instead of
traditional white Jesus.
Instead of Morgan Freeman.
Oh, okay.
I want Will Ferrell. I'm gonna start that right here, right now. Will Ferrell is God.
What would it be? Will Almighty?
Exactly.
It'd be good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna throw more at you guys because you guys are.
Are we frustrating?
No, not even. What are you talking about? Frustrating?
No. Incorporated.
This is John 11:25-26. It says, Jesus said to her, I am the one who believes in me, even though they die. Whoever lives by believing.
Yeah, I'm gonna call BS on this one. I don't think that I think when you die, whatever happens to one of us happens to all of us.
Interesting.
Are you saying we're all one consciousness?
I'm saying there is. I think you have your. I think you're like a little bubble. Like I think that you're like 7-Up. Like, you know, when you pour a glass of 7-Up and the bubbles all pop.
Effervescence.
That's our lifespan, and when it pops, we just go back into the ether. You know what I mean? Like it's all. We just rejoin the light. It's all light. That's what I think happens.
Gas in a wavelength.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
there's something. There's something to us that's. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Stoner. Sorry.
No, you don't have. So, like, believing in Jesus is unconsequential.
Is what?
Unconsequential to that.
I don't think it. Well, I think if you believe, like if you believe you're going to hell, I don't know. The brain's powerful. It could send you in some, you know, your energy. There's energy that does something when you die.
Yeah,
Well,
that trip.
Yeah, going to the dark side after a little too much to do.
Right. And so maybe I recant what I just said, because there's definitely, you can get caught up here. You get stuck here.
In
And
this
maybe
verse?
maybe there's like a,
in this place.
yeah, like
This
this realm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had an
That's pretty
apartment.
Buddhist of us.
I had this apartment that I got in
Take
Echo
it easy on
Park.
that shit.
Yeah, seriously. You know, you live down there, Leif. You find that that's like a place. It's just more. You can will things to happen more. Like it's more in tune as a place. I don't know if it's the desert or that it's got ocean like for miles and miles and miles or whatever it is, but like it's just more. There's more. It's more like, I don't know if spiritual is the right word. It's just like you can go there and you can manifest things.
There's a
You can
lot
like
happening.
Where's
a
this
lot
place?
going on.
We call it the jet stream.
Just Southern California. And I was down there and I finally found an apartment that Eric Orr, the guy who tells us not to swear so much, he got it for me. And the
Thanks,
morning after I got it, I went back there and the neighbor downstairs was like, "Were you upstairs bouncing a basketball last night?" I'm like, "I wasn't even here last night." And there was like a guy who lived there 2 people before me had OD'd there. And apparently he was kind of not entirely gone.
Oh.
And so like I just like, I didn't know whether to be freaked out or not, so I just like, I'm not normally an entirely clean person, like as far as like, but I scrubbed the shit out of every inch of that place just to like, you know, start more so because the people who were there just before me were these 2 gentlemen who like to wear high heels and like go clomping up and down the stairs and like go to crazy discos and, you know, like do crazy drugs, and like there was a lot of crazy energy in that place, and I just wanted to like and that kind of freaked me out more than the OD, you know, whatever. But then I went to my friend Lucy. She lives up here, but she's like a clairvoyant. Jesus, are clairvoyants real?
I mean, some people can tap into some stuff.
Okay. She's one of those. And she was and so I went there. She was staying at some hotel and I went there and I gave her some money, and she's like does her little, she's got like this crazy whatever. Not crazy, it's just like and she said, "Yeah, it's not a ghost, but there was energy there, and what you did is exactly what it needed to happen. You needed the energy was stuck there, and you broke it up, and that's actually going to help his family also, because now that's just going to clear." And then she said this crazy thing. It's like, yeah, it's a good place. You know, maybe you'll be there for a month, or who knows, maybe you'll start a family there. And that's where Cole was. He wasn't conceived there, but like, I didn't remember till after we'd moved back up here that she had said that like, maybe you're going to start a family there. And I was just like, because we totally did. So,
well, I mean,
energy gets stuck.
a lot of shit you've talked about when the effervescence thing, I didn't chime in, but I had a crazy DMT trip once, like Brown Jesus was saying. I took like 14 hits of it.
You took your what?
I took 14 hits.
Yeah.
And it was like that. You go back to, and everything's there. You like go back to this collective, and literally everything. It's hard to describe. But like, this chair, this lighter, Hitler, you, us, them, like anything good, dinosaurs.
Did you take a shot at him?
What? No, I couldn't get. I just had an epiphany.
Manifest the gun.
That he was in the building. No, I was. I wasn't. Didn't have a body.
No fingers. No hands.
Fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just this.
Will it into existence?
No, just like.
Yeah.
No. Well, that I took 14 hits, so I was only in that place for like maybe a minute or two. The point being is like the spiritual experiences, I guess you could call it. Like your past energies, or it does kind of kick off thoughts of the afterlife. It does kind of kick off. I get why this is a big topic. And for me, you guys didn't ever grow up with any fear of hell or death, though?
No hellfire, no brimstone. Well, a little bit. I had vacation Bible study.
It was guilt.
I had a grandma that was pretty hot and heavy and bringing me along on that stuff.
Yeah.
So, but no hell. Like, you weren't concerned about where your soul was going when you died.
Go ahead.
I was brought in at a time into the church after I had already developed some pretty strong opinions about the world at a young age. I think I was like 4, and I was like, man, not everybody has to bring it back to Santa Claus. I was like, not everybody has a freaking chimney. There's no way. How's he getting into everybody's house with the So at a young age, I already had this overly logical brain, probably courtesy of my dad. And so I was always questioning these random Bible verses that were thrown out during service, and then you'd go off separately with all the other youths. And the youths would have the David and Goliath stories, and I'm like, one-eyed dude, what the fuck? I don't see any one-eyed people unless somebody lost an eye. I'm like, I'm taking things way too literal, and I'm not seeing them as lessons, and I don't have enough life experience to.
Too smart.
Yeah, I was
too smart.
I don't know about that, but I definitely think that if you have a literal mind, there's alternative ways to celebrate faith if you want to have it in your child's life or in a friend's life.
Yeah, but hell's the biggest motivator.
Well, yeah.
Well, for Catholics, it's guilt. I don't even think it's hell. It's just guilt. Like they teach you every day about hell. In I don't know that it's as omnipresent and overbearing as it is for what you grew up with, but it's definitely part of the curriculum. Mm-hmm. But it was way more like, don't be bad, or like, or it's the guilt like that. Like I wasn't going to have sex until I was married because I was just guilty, not because I was going to go to hell. It was this, looking back on it, it's a really strange thing to think about because I wasn't afraid. You know what I mean? It wasn't fear. Well, it was guilt, which is like a horrible way to like rule people.
And a lot of organizations came about and used that method, guilt more so than fear. The DARE program was more about guilt and what it would do to your family versus going to jail or dying of an overdose. Now, they did throw in dying of an overdose, and everybody's like, yeah, but I've heard of a lot of people doing drugs and they didn't die. So they kind of, you know what I mean? So if you equate that to, like, I've seen a lot of people sin, and then they ask for forgiveness at the end, and then I believe that they were fine. So I can see where it could be taken. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what it was. Now that you mention it, it's like the thing about Catholics is there's redemption. All you got to do is go to confession. It's all. I'm like, wait a second. So
that's why.
So that's like a. It's an escape clause. It's like a parachute. Yeah, where it's like, oh, so I can do whatever I want as long as I confess. And what you didn't want. What's that?
It is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy in my opinion, to anyone. Even I think that's a very, very lucrative loophole.
Well, I think that's why. I mean, do the priests go to confession after they
Believe
molest?
so. Oh.
Like
Well, I mean,
altar
they're
boys.
confessing to each other. So.
Yeah, they confess.
Right.
I think that's how they're absolved of their sins. They have to confess to each other.
Oof.
Right.
Do you
That's
think?
another
Do you think?
loophole.
Do you think they really confess, or do you think they know
I bet
it's
they
all a
do.
sham, or do you think they think it's all a sham? Sorry, Jesus.
No, I don't.
I think that they believe. I think they truly believe. That's why
believe.
they're truly forgiven.
Yeah.
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 How do you say this? Galatians.
Mm-hmm.
I just pulled one up.
Do it.
2:21. It says, "For if righteousness comes by the law, Christ is dead in vain." I just took the come by law thing. If straight the grace of God, if righteousness comes by the law, then Christ is dead in vain. Yeah, I'm just going to interpret that. I'm just going to interpret that as as long as you believe.
That's Paul arguing
It's
about
gonna be
circumcision.
What's that?
Well,
Well,
circumcision.
so Paul, one of the big things from him was he's like he was a Jew, the Apostle Paul, and he was a Pharisee, but then he started teaching and preaching Jesus to Gentiles, and they don't want to cut the dicks. So that was one of
to you from here on out.
no, you shouldn't. I'm sorry.
The Jews don't want to cut their dicks?
No, the Gentiles. It was just about dicks, so I thought you would like it.
Yeah,
we should go back. I mean,
don't
do you
like
want me?
Nobody likes that.
Yeah. Salvation.
I mean, technically,
salvation from dick cutting.
Just for a second there, I thought we were going to see Jesus' dick.
well, no, I mean, it's technically,
it's a good dick,
just not in the way that you're speaking of. Not completely off, just
a
little turtleneck was taken away.
Mm-hmm.
It is crazy.
Peekaboo.
You got to wash all the way around the fireman's house. All the way around.
Apparently.
True salvation.
Yeah. With your mouth.
All the blasphemies.
Leif, you're losing control of this thing, man.
Come on, man. You got to be the glue that holds this
You're
together.
not shepherding. You're not shepherding very well here.
I'm trying. You guys are like, I got more verses, I guess. Let's see. Let's go into the later shit.
Oh. Excuse me.
Oh, was that 2:16 Galatians you were reading?
21 according to the internet and King James.
Okay. I have a Galatians verse, it's just a little earlier, but Ephesians 1:13 says, "And you also were included in Christ when you heard the message of truth, the gospel of your salvation. When you believed, you were marked in him with a seal, the promised Holy Spirit."
Is that a scarlet letter?
Promised Holy what?
Spirit.
Oh. Yeah.
So all you had to do was hear it, and you were blessed.
Well, it's like, so Paul's writing to this church, and he's saying that the marks of their salvation was, they heard and believed the gospel, and then they were given this promised Holy Spirit.
So all you got to do is be a part of the conversation. Be in the circle while somebody's speaking of me or my dad.
Well, it seems to be by believing in your heart that Jesus was raised from the dead and confessing with your mouth from all this.
Dude,
Please don't talk like I'm not here.
So sign off. You gotta sign off on Zombie Jesus, on Zombie Jesus.
You can't not just sign off.
You gotta believe. You gotta talk about it with your mouth hole. Huh. See, I don't know. I just like, the thing is, it's never happened before in any other religion.
What do you mean?
That someone's raised from the dead?
Oh no, I think
religions based off of the Bible, like so.
I think there's lots in there.
Catholicism.
Are there?
Catholicism, thanks to
Well, that's the
Oh,
same guy.
Well,
You're the
think
same
about like
guy in that.
Zeus and
yeah,
Same
yeah,
book.
like
same guy.
think about all the different Greek deities. They're like there's all sorts of weird stories.
Yeah, but
they were
Greek that's lore. That's not a religion.
they
It was
practiced
back
that.
in the day.
They lived it. That was a religion back then.
Yeah, there's some people that believe that,
Yeah.
arrows are shot into people's heels and shit.
The guy that gave us all those.
But that was in. That was like that was before there were cars and the internet. So there was still. So we still have to sign on at science.
Yeah, but those
So we
people
still
invented.
But still, I mean, you could say that about
Those people
Christianity.
invented
It was
plays
before a
to-
cell phone.
Wait, what now?
Yeah, sorry, Jesus. Oh no,
Leif, go ahead.
Well, they invented plays, democracy.
No, I get that part, but
like,
they didn't necessarily know. What didn't they know? They, like whatever. It doesn't even matter. We're talking about.
It does matter.
Nobody else. Nobody. We know now that people don't come back from the dead. Okay, we know that nobody.
I did.
No. Well, apparently that's or so the scriptures say. But like, who wrote those scriptures? But that's what I'm saying is like, you're the last dude. I mean, if you
I was
think
the
about,
Son of God, still am.
well, slip there, little Slibby was. Now I'm just a guy in a robe.
Come back from the dead. It's like being reborn. So technically, I wasn't born of the Father the second time around.
Right, you were born of the cave.
Lots of rats.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if that's one of the things you have to sign off on with your mouth hole to get into heaven, then I mean, do people really believe that? And did we ever talk to Brown Jesus about the part where he like rose into heaven, saying, "I'll be right back. Don't anybody worry about it. You'll all still be alive before when they overthrow Rome, and I'm gonna go get some cigarettes."
That's in Acts too.
I want to go get some milk. A tale as old as time.
Like, so I mean, so we're supposed to, so like, if you're signing off on coming back to life, then you have to sign off on the part where he literally arises into heaven. Now, I want to it's really important that we like unpack this just a little bit further than people normally do, because usually when someone goes to heaven, it's because they're dead. And so if he's come back to life and we're signing off on him being alive again, and then he just arises into heaven, that means he's breathing air. And at some point, you can't get into heaven with a physical body. You're just up in space. We know about space now. So say more.
Well, the heavens were unknown. We equated them to the clouds. That's
Okay,
a
but
human thing. Now,
okay,
the
but
heavens are a much broader spectrum.
But do
understood.
Believe in you?
Different energy level.
Understood. But as the guy who had this happen to him, what happened when you went up there? Like, when did you go from physical being, like leaving a celestial body, the earth, like levitating into the sky? When did you go from being in the sky around just like, the moon and crap, to like metamorphosing into a gas or a vapor or a soul and going into heaven?
To take the church's side on this one, think of it as in audio and visual wavelengths. You know how you could see some light, but you can't see others? And you know how you could hear some sounds, and then there's higher frequencies, and they inevitably become colors, and then they become colors you can't see. Does that make sense? You know how outside of 20 hertz and 20,000 hertz, it's outside of the audible range, right?
Right.
And then light, we have the visible light, and there's like ultraviolet and infrared that we can't see.
Right.
If we're going to speak in literal terms, I believe that the heavens are above us at a higher level, just like a higher vibration. We go from the lower to the higher. If you speak in terms of things like that, and we're I know that a lot of people didn't have words to explain it back then, but now we have a little bit of science. And if I was to take the church's side, it's not necessarily arising to the heavens, but it's arising to a higher wavelength. If you shed the body, you can't be in the higher levels in a physical body. Like, you can't travel at the speed of light in a body, You could do
Right.
it, though, as another source of energy. And if you were to arise to a heaven, it would be a place we can't see or taste or hear or touch. We can just exist in it. So if that was the case, I'm just saying that might be the explanation to go beyond the heavens. And I know that we painted the imagery as humans as clouds and being in the sky, and then we went past the sky with rockets and whatnot. But I think that that's if we're gonna go in that route, I think that would have been a closer explanation, because I still don't believe that if faith and God and everything is real, it's a place we can't see, taste, or touch as a human. But when we die, our energy is something else, whether
Yeah.
it be heat or light we can't see. Kind of like when we think that there's a ghost and you hear some stuff, like there's still a presence to manipulate the physical world, but elevate or
It's like Patrick Swayze.
yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Etc. My
Yeah.
darling, my
But so
homegirl.
you guys have not. You grew up with no fear of hell. And
No. We there was like not the fear you had.
Yeah,
Not the
not
fear
an-
you
I
had.
think it was like,
think
whoa, we
mine-
don't
Yeah,
want that.
Definitely
I
not
feel
the
like-
same. Yeah.
Of every genre of faith, I think the Southern Baptists are the most on hell. Like hell is.
Yeah.
Got that pretty well locked down.
Yeah.
And they'll
There's even
stone
like,
you to death.
Yeah, well, Jonathan Edwards, I think there was this
Can
old
you imagine
preacher.
getting stoned? Like that's the way. Like people just throw rocks at you.
Just throw
till you're
rocks at you
dead.
until you're dead.
In a fucking
That's some
hole in
fucking
the
brutal.
ground.
That is some really violent way to die. Like literally, like one of them. That and a piano falling on you. I mean, a piano probably
Brutality of
easier.
this time
Very
is
cartoony.
always left behind.
So crazy.
Just the straight brutality of this time.
Personally, I'd like to just not ever talk about Candlebox again. But go ahead.
I have a weird one. Randomly, when I was younger, I saw a Lifetime television movie where on the same day there was like an investigation of this town where people mysteriously disappeared on the same day every like couple of years, and they would pick somebody to stone to death, and that was their fate. And it was on Lifetime television, and it freaked me out because a child got picked at the end that was about my age.
Whoa.
And the child was stoned to death. And then this cop that had uncovered it was deemed insane. And so he was insane in an insane asylum. A child was stoned to death because they drew the wrong
Jesus.
paper out of a hat. And then the movie just ended, and it was the darkest thing I'd ever seen on Lifetime television. That was an important thing to add to the stoning.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Well, like, and
They went to the dark side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's Yahweh is a desert dwelling people's deity. These people.
Well, and isn't he a war deity?
They think. I feel like they say he might have been adapted from a storm deity because of early iconography. But
Like
that's
Bring the Storm?
I'm not sure because this is just me watching hundreds.
I was totally looking for my bell.
Well, Jeff got us fact checked bells at the beginning of the podcast.
Stormtrooper of Death?
No, I had to
We'll have to-
make sure that
we'll have to get
everyone knew
Brown
I didn't
Jesus a
know
bell.
what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But
Around my neck so you know where I'm at all times?
No,
but like the Greeks,
just so you can. What?
So the Greeks, they follow these different deities. This is a different religion, and their one of their entire, like the entire thing was on excellence. Their society was built around pursuing excellence, which is built
Excellence
on
of execution?
excellence in everything, literally in everything. That's why they're all shredded, because they spend all day working on their body and working on their mind. It's like that their entire. I mean, this is from Steve from Magic Medicine, from the marijuana guy. He's rad.
Well,
But
I mean,
he's a practicing Hellenist, so he like burns, incense to Aphrodite every morning, and like partake. He has he's building like a temple out in the desert.
Well, as long as he's on the right path, I mean.
Yes, yeah, and I think it's really interesting though that the idea of that, like, what if? So the way he talks about it almost conjures up in my head idea of like, okay, so church is more like teaching you how to deal with your finances and get your health on track and like eat good and like exercise, do kettlebells.
Thought that was Judaism.
yoga. What now? No. Judaism is cut your dick, don't fuck your neighbor's wife.
It's like hardcore traditional. See, now you even take
Well,
stuff
no,
out of
that's just the
context.
10 Commandments. That's the fucking 10 Commandments.
Yeah, but I mean, don't.
No other gods. No other
No.
gods.
Commandments come from Antwerp, and keep your finances right. Keep that money right. Keep it tight.
This is some of my favorite human beings.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? It is really interesting that the other religion was based on that. What if we started doing that now? That'd be like,
Hey, we can't be changing stuff now. I can only handle so many costumes, man.
I only got one outfit, man.
We only got budget for that.
Not the production value. Come on, man.
I don't think I have enough hair on the side for the little swirly things.
let's talk about as humans, It's like,
Oh.
since everyone's
Oh.
leaving the church, what if like our kids, their church is like going to therapy is their church.
You're losing
So
me.
far.
You're losing me.
You know?
I appreciate you just saying that out loud. Usually I have to like just stare at him.
Nah.
Both of you. I'm okay. We're going back to the Bible. Now you guys are getting punished.
Gosh
Gotta
darn.
go back. Gotta get back on track.
What's right?
You got any more videos?
Okay, here we
The
go.
Lord.
John 3:36. Whoever believes in the Son has eternal life, but whoever rejects the Son will not see life, for God's wrath remains on them. That's fucking
S-U-N or S-O-N?
S-O.
Just making sure, because, you reject the light. It's like falling into a cave.
It's pretty poetic.
Mhm.
You got any more videos?
No, see, you can't do this. You already did that before. You guys are telling me that I'm fucking. It's like walking terriers that have been given cocaine. Just being drugged around my neighborhood with you twos.
You already
But,
knew
like,
who we were going into this.
No,
Yeah.
I
You
sound
knew
like
I
I'm
was a snake,
ungrateful.
bitch.
It sounds like I'm ungrateful. I am not.
Well, and you know where you end up for being ungrateful. You go to hell.
Don't be ungrateful to me. Accept
John
me.
10. This
Seriously.
is the health thing's fun because for me it was. I am John 10:9. I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. They will come in and go out and find pasture. Oh, I might have read
A lot, don't I?
But for hell, yeah, dude, I'd stay up at night as a young kid because it was talked about constantly. And,
You were indoctrinated pretty hard.
Yeah,
Immersed.
yeah. And
Brainwashed.
there was. Oh, I was just say this earlier. There was some type of early. I think his name was Jonathan Edwards, a pastor, and he has this sermon called "Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God." And he would like give these talks at tent revival shit, and people would. It was like there's like papers writing about it, like 45 attendees ran out crying. It's like it was this controversial and amazing, and talked about the sermon he would give. It was all about how you're going to burn in hell if you don't get right.
Fire and brimstone.
The whole sermon is fire and fucking brimstone. Yeah, and so. Yeah, that's why I would even talk to friends. I'd be like, Jesus, I don't want you to die. I like playing G.I. Joes with you.
They should have also instilled you with some social skills at the time. Because if you're playing G.I. Joes and trying to talk about Jesus, that's a time of war, my friend. It's a time of war.
Yeah.
Did you make Cobra Commander represent Satan?
Never had. Yes, I never had Cobra. I never had him.
You never had any of the Cobra. So
No,
you can only know
I had
about the
Snake
good.
Eyes, bitch.
Snake Eyes.
Always.
He's legendary. So you only could play with toys that were deemed in the light, and you could be told about what was the dark. You couldn't have anything that represented it.
Which is strange because my family too was also like the most welcoming, warm. Like we would, since I was a young kid, we had every style every lifestyle at our dinner table.
Hobos.
Constantly be having hobos,
Polygamists.
homosexuals,
I said
polygamists,
hobos.
Jews.
I
Yeah,
said
hobos.
hobos.
Well,
Hobos.
being
Not
accepting
homos.
into your house.
No, I was trying to make it a
having
funny. I
salvation.
was trying to make it funny. It's not like we were literally all eating bread together. My parents and the church and the congregation we hung out with would talk about how they're going to burn in hell all the time. That was our constant topic. It was when I worked at Starbucks and I met someone who was gay. It blew my mind.
I
So
said
was
hobo.
they're just nice. Yeah, but
Yeah.
then you made me have to defend why I was saying that.
You don't have to defend anything. You're in a safe place with the Lord.
I don't know if I am with you two anymore.
I said hobo.
I feel like I'm in
with a B.
waters.
Like, you've told me how you guys would like have like people to wander through and they'd be sleeping on your couch and they hadn't showered and they're like, have dinner with us.
Patchouli. There was actually one time my family was having dinner and our house was decrepit, right? So it was like it would rain on the dinner table. So we'd have like cups and you cover them with towels so the water doesn't splash out, like different ways of catching the rain. So it's in one of those situations where it's raining inside, while you're eating. Like the front door opens and this girl walks in and goes to the bathroom and then comes back out with a tampon. She goes, "Sorry, I'm just really stoned." And then just walks out the front door. And like all of us just sat there like so it was a pretty welcoming house. Like people just.
Do you remember a time when you brought somebody over to your folks' house and then your sister wanted to play a game, but she was really, really competitive and didn't give all the instructions to the game and then cheated at the very end? Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's
Leif?
my whole life. Yeah.
Sister thought that she could win at anything, but she was losing, so she remembered a rule.
And you still won? I believe you still won, right?
Yeah. Hey, we're going with that because if she ever watches this, which she won't. But
guaranteed
if she ever
she
does,
won't.
Is this a something that happened with Brown Jesus at Leif's house?
Yeah. Sean's
they let the
couple
Lord into
Christmases.
her house, and then his sister cheated at a game and just threw rolls in at the end because she's like, oh yeah, you could also play this at the very end. Bam! And I'm like, no, you can't.
Welcome to my.
How long ago was this?
Life. Oh man,
stay with me forever.
How long you guys known each other?
Wow, hot minute.
How long?
2 weeks.
No concept of time.
Yeah.
Leif, how long have you guys known each other?
I'm trying to give me shit. So I started.
It's not a hard question.
Actually,
it
is.
No, I started at a rock-a-roki gig in Spokane.
Wait, so you guys met after you joined Rock-a-Roki and you were still going over to your sister's house to play?
That's when we started hanging out.
Games?
Is in Rock-a-Roki stuff. He came with with George on a gig, and it was like 2011, 12. It was a while ago.
So not when you guys were little. I'm like, you guys knew each other when you were little?
No. We lived together. No.
Like, what?
No.
That was really confusing for a second.
But like a stream crossing moment. We laughed. Bought a coffee table, then a card game
with your sister.
Yeah, but he's been to like family events with my whole family, mom, dad. So the divorce, mom and dad.
Why?
Because my family is really family. They get together.
Constantly. No. But why? But why has Brown Jesus been there?
For backup for me, probably. I was like, I wanted to fucking have a mental breakdown because I'm getting proselytized at. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I love my family.
He also wanted to see what would happen.
Yeah,
And your sister's a cheater.
Shira? Yes, I'm calling it out here now too. Oh, she's one of the more competitive you've ever met. She'll also probably beat us all up.
I'd like to take that Pepsi challenge one day.
I mean, I don't think that's
after that game.
I'm feeling a little.
Have you ever done? She does a workout class.
Retribution is all about.
Because your husband's like a police, he's a sergeant in state patrol.
Shocker.
And so some SWAT team guy was there, and he fucking puked. He was doing her little workout class at the church, and he fucking went to the bushes and was like, "Whoa!" It's like, fucking
Yeah.
they the fundamentalist homeschoolers. They got it's a different thing. It's a weird.
Yeah,
brain's
bone
broken.
density, though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, salvation
Sheer
to
will
my
to not lose
homeschooling
to a
ass
girl.
family.
Here, here. Caw-caw!
I'll just die on that hill and then come back to life a few days later.
Yeah.
God, this light is not forgiving. I look like I'm dying again.
You look great. Shut the fuck up. Don't say mean things about my friend. That's horrible. You both look handsome as shit.
God.
I, on the other hand, was up till 5. And
Why would you do that?
It's a little rough this morning. I'm trying to get the album done. I switched instead of waking up at 5, I stay up.
As your personal Lord and Savior, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
That's Catholicism right there.
That's it.
In a
that
nutshell.
works so well. That
Works better than fear.
dude.
That's cool. I'm just really disappointed in you.
One time at Linda's, there's a bar on Capitol Hill called Linda's. It's amazing. It's got a tree in the smoking area. And one time Jonah and me were out there, and some dude had climbed up it, and he walked out. Jonah was the manager at the time there, or assistant to Linda, and he was like, "Dude," and the guy was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you're probably so mad at me." And Jonah's like, "I'm not mad, just disappointed." And everyone smoking went, "Oh," like they all, like everyone, like just like a bomb had dropped. And he's like, "Oh no," he's all sad, like crying. It was the best way to refuse it. So funny.
I needed salvation.
God, yeah, I was gonna say thank you for bringing us back.
And guilt.
And
guilt.
fear. I think there's so I guess it really is have you seen Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
When he's like,
Mhm.
"Sell me this pen," you know?
But
Yeah,
what?
it's this
Was the last part?
sell me this pen.
Oh, right.
It's
Yeah.
that thing. It's like, like they're providing the source of the fear that you need to be saved from.
Right.
Mm.
That's the way
Works. Listen.
say it with
Oh,
your
yeah,
mouth.
silence from us.
Okay. Well, I think the Bible stance seems to be pretty clear on salvation from the verses. No, mind you, these are all
Pretty clear.
Yeah, pretty clear.
It's pretty.
I mean, you guys don't think so?
Every verse kind of reverts back to me dying.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough. And then me coming back. And then you having to believe it. And tell people about it.
Have to. Have to
It's
believe
required
it.
reading. It's in the bullet points.
Mm,
Yeah, it's foundation.
I don't know.
It's foundation.
So let me get this straight. So if my dad, who's been going to church every Sunday for 88 years,
I like to hear those ones.
but has never spoken about Jesus dying, he doesn't go around talking to his friends about it, going to hell.
He could have just said it
Is that what I'm hearing?
once, technically.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a loophole for that.
I mean,
if you're going,
what if he forgets?
I think you're thinking like a good
What if he forgets?
fundamentalist.
Let's say within those 88
I
years.
think that's great. Yeah.
Smoking ciggies?
No.
Did he ever have any other social vices?
He does love a martini.
Maybe while having a martini, shooting the breeze with some of his friends at the time, might have said something and made mention of it in the privacy of a small conversation.
No.
Maybe outside of the church during smoke break while everybody else was smoking, and he's like, "Hey, you know what? We were just reading about Jesus coming back, and I think it's important."
I don't believe they have smoke breaks at church.
Sure, they do at some of them. Some of the more urban.
Mars Hill. Do you remember that? That was a thing. Mars Hill, the church in Seattle that was super popular until homeboy got. I never went there.
They had coffee shops. This coffee shop up by my house used to be a Mars Hill coffee shop.
Yeah. We did a record with Jack and Dino, and it was right across from that church, and they would they'd be having Bible study, then you see them out there smoking cigarettes.
This guy's name's been
I
getting
was
thrown
like-
around a lot lately.
Jack? Yeah, he's fucking pretty legit. Fucking pretty legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I had to look him up
the
because I was
point
like,
being there are
keep hearing this name. Obviously, I'm no historian when it comes to that stuff, but
I
I
should
was
have
like, who the
derailed us.
hell? And I typed in, I'm like,
that.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
He's been on some things.
That guy.
that guy. He's cool as shit too. But yeah, I think the Bible is clear.
Yeah.
I think fundamentalists
Clear as mud.
kind of got a little bit of it right here because they pound it. Even like I haven't fucked with them, but like there is so much by the pier.
So much what?
So many Christians with huge fucking banners and like megaphones.
By the pier? By your Santa Monica pier?
By Santa Monica.
We got
Pier,
those
like-
outside of our baseball games.
Yeah. Taylor Swift, you're gonna get a lot. Unfortunately, they're like, you're burning in hell.
The only salvation
That's
is
all
through
about it.
Christ.
Salvation is through Christ. You must believe and declare.
With batteries on it, megaphone.
It's
Little
kind of sad.
It's propaganda, if you will.
It's really sad to me. We bummed Jeff out.
No, not at all. No, we're
Okay.
just we've just said this over and over now for like the last 25 minutes. So I'm like just waiting for the next bit. Like
What, the next bit
you
of-
keep saying, yeah, the Bible's pretty clear about this. Bible's pretty clear about this.
I'm
It's
sorry.
like,
Well, I'm up high and no one say anything because did you guys run out of movie references? Was there something you need to distract
Oh, I could throw
Bible
some
talk
more in there.
with? If you
I never run out of those. I just thought we were
There's some
here to talk about the
practical-
Bible.
some practical
I'm trying to
pieces.
talk about the Bible. That's it. I'm trying to get
Well-
you guys.
Well, we talked about salvation. We've done everything. You know what are we done?
Might be the.
Jeez, Leif, take it easy. Stop yelling.
I think
You know,
we
you're
just
not going to be getting into.
prematurely ended
You're not
it.
going to get into heaven by yelling.
I wasn't even to ball play yet. We haven't even gotten.
The ball play?
It was talking nothing.
What?
Declaring with your mouth, a little bit of ball play.
Yeah, it's not-
Wait, now, so
I
does
don't
something
have
happen?
time to unpack this.
Does something happen when I sign off between? It's like what? Like, am I missing? Do I not get the good part? Proud Jesus, what's going on? You-
Patreon's so cool.
It's like Leif just completely goes off on Brown Jesus. I've
You
been
can
waiting
go off
for
on me anytime.
with your mouth. I don't know.
Bennett Declaration, if you will. That's how we were founded. Gotta be a little self-evident. my
It is
friend.
early. It's early.
Yeah.
I woke up at 7:45 with an alarm to get ready for this. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm still on that production life. Like I got up at like 7:50. That's when the alarm went off, and then I rolled out of bed at 7:55.
Yeah. Did you work last night?
Yeah,
Where?
I was. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the night before. Last night was my anniversary. 2 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
Holy
I'm
God.
my little ebony princess.
Lovely.
What content?
Or being queen, if you will.
Congratulations. Did you guys do anything?
We went out to dinner. I had a couple of cocktails.
Where'd you go?
We went to McMinimans.
Ooh.
Oh,
Tacoma?
It's close by. Figured.
Yeah.
yeah.
If we had to
Those-
Uber, it'd only be like $8.
You live in the Tacoma?
Yeah, I'm in the north end. Yeah.
I don't know why I thought you were over there with your uncle.
No. I'm up
Where?
in the stadium. Stadium Hall.
Oh, okay. I used to live like right on Alder there, North 25th and Alder.
Oh, okay, yeah. You'd have been like
Right
4 or
across-
5 minutes away. 4 minutes.
Yep. Yeah. I just thought I'm like, shouldn't let that house go.
Now,
It was
considering what
it
things
was-
are happening now,
it was 10 years ago, and we were building this house, but now I'm just like, and there's no way we could have kept it. We couldn't have done both.
Yeah.
But we could have tried. But
It would have been nice right now.
It's going crazy there.
Somebody from down
Yeah.
south in old Leify Poo's region would have been like, yeah, I'll take that. You know what?
Yeah.
Tack on another $200K. Just so you're sure that we get it. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, dummy.
Yeah.
Caw.
Yeah. Tacoma's kind of, is it still becoming more and more awesome?
I mean, some of the venues
Less
are
and
kind
less.
of,
Yeah, and less affordable.
yeah, it's pretty rare.
Crazy.
I couldn't find anything under, I couldn't find a dilapidated place under 1,000. And only because I have a homie hookup, I was able to find this.
Yeah.
750 flat.
Yeah, it's crazy. Here is insane. There's a fucking house down the way there that's 56,000 a month.
No.
No.
Yeah, to rent.
That's insane.
It's insane. It's insane.
But I mean, that's like,
It's weird, actually. It's very weird living here. Yeah, it's weird what you see, who's around. I really like it because I don't really do. I only hang out with like one person.
I mean, I'm
When
thankful
out.
for hoods.
Yeah.
Only because of my financial situation.
Yeah.
Like, if there wasn't ghettos and hoods, I wouldn't have a place to live.
Yeah.
I'm actually comfortable there.
Yeah, exactly.
It took me till I was about 28, 29, almost 30, and I was like, oh yeah, the hood is where I belong. For the same reasons it's horrible, it's the same reasons it's awesome.
Yeah.
yeah.
We fucking rules.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think we must be done by now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We got the Squires' love life. We must be done.
Yeah.
I gotta take a crap.
Okay. Yeah. You guys.
I gotta give birth to another brown Jesus.
You guys.
Oh. It's coming now. Never mind. It's too late. Okay, what do you guys want to talk about now? Just kidding.
No. Well, shoot. I'm gonna go do this walkthrough.
I love you guys so much. I love you guys. This is great.
Love you too.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
I will see you guys. Oh, and I'll
Your
pay that bill
word
too. I
word.
canceled
Yeah,
the credit
yeah.
card, so a whole bunch of shit went like on the skids. But as long as
Word.
you can still get in, I'll
That's
do it
word.
before the
Yeah,
next billing
everything's
cycle.
It's going
Yep.
good. All right. I love you guys. We'll talk soon.
Lovely. All right. See you guys.
Oh, it's Sean. Stay on until all your
What?
shit uploads. Yours is hardwired, so it normally does. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Cool.